Merry Christmas, Variant Nation. It is Christmas Eve, and we hope you are spending it doing something you love with someone you love. And to help you get the party started, what could be more festive than a Yuletide stroll into the DC comic universe to find out if Godzilla actually killed Superman? You heard that right. Through the first 2 issues of Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong, Superman and the DC heroes have been getting wrecked by the kaiju, aka the Titans, the monsters that suddenly appeared on their Earth. And at the end of issue 2, Godzilla hits Supes with his atomic breath, leaving him cooked and unconscious on the final page. We already covered the first 2 issues, which you could find right here, but issue 3 just came out, and the Justice League's troubles have seemingly only just begun, as word starts to spread that their best player and beacon of hope might be dead. So let's dive in and see what happens. The issue starts off with the Flash running to Iron Heights prison, saying to himself, "Giant monsters attacking our major cities." Yes, sir, it's happening. I've pretty much seen it all as the Flash. Apes, time-traveling supervillains, intergalactic warlords. If that doesn't put me over the top, I don't know what will. And this fog, it's thick and unnaturally so. Strangely, it's starting to slow me down. Yeah, definitely not natural. It's toxic, as he arrives at Iron Heights, looking up at the Titan Scylla, who was climbing over the prison, as he says, "This definitely puts me over the top." Now I have seen it all, which in this case is in the shape of a humongous Cthulhu squid crab thing. Before trying to deal with the Titan, Flash runs around the prison trying to wrangle all the escaped prisoners, as Scylla has all but completely leveled the prison. But of course the prisoners don't give up without a fight, as the Flash is like, "You really want to challenge the fastest man alive?" But they realize the mysterious fog is slowing the Flash down and eventually are able to dogpile him. But luckily for Barry, Supergirl shows up blowing away the fog. At this point he's able to get back up and use his super speed to do his thing. Meanwhile, Supergirl turns her attention to deal with Scylla with the help of Green Lantern, who also just arrived. But as she flies in to give the Titan a super punch, she realizes she can't hear Superman's heartbeat anymore, telling Green Lantern, "I could always hear his heartbeat. Always, but it stopped." How replies Superman, "No, there's no way." That means, frightened, she interrupts him saying, "I have to go check on him," leaving Green Lantern and the Flash to deal with the giant squid crab monster. We are then taken back to Metropolis, where issue 2 left off. We see Superman burnt and apparently dead on the ground in front of Godzilla, who does his iconic roar at him and Billy Batson, who is by Superman's side. As Godzilla starts stomping towards Superman and Billy, someone says, "Hang on, I'm coming," as we see a massive foot step over Superman, and on the next page we see it's Atom Smasher. And let me just say, this makes all the sense in the world to have Atom Smasher, who can grow to the size of Godzilla, fight Godzilla. Atom Smasher then starts going WWE on Godzilla, while Hawkgirl comes to Superman's aid. Right after this, we see Godzilla get the upper hand on Atom Smasher, tail whipping him into a skyscraper, then taking a giant bite out of his shoulder, as Billy looks on saying, "Atom Smasher," with Atom Smasher falling to the ground. Hawkgirl then picks up Superman's body as Billy stands up saying, "It killed them," referring to Atom Smasher and Superman. That's right, apparently Godzilla just killed 2 Justice Leaguers, with the crazy one being freaking Superman. Billy, pissed off that Godzilla just killed 2 of his friends, says, "I'll distract it. Get Superman out of here." Hawkgirl says, "I'm not gonna leave you." He tells her, "This is all my fault. I have to fix it." Because remember, it was Billy's actions in issue 2 that forced Superman to save Billy, which left Superman open to Godzilla's attack, which led to his death. So Billy just stands and waits for Godzilla to get close enough to him, saying, "I'm not afraid of you." A little closer, as he then says the magic word Shazam, calling down lightning, which goes through Godzilla's back and out his chest, eventually reaching Billy, turning him into Earth's mightiest mortal, Shazam. Shazam then flies in the air, saying to Hawkgirl, "Get Superman out of here. I'll lure the monster out of the city." But first, as he flies into Godzilla, giving him a massive uppercut, with Supergirl finally arriving, doing the same thing, tag teaming the Titan. And on the next page, we see their double uppercut knock Godzilla on his butt as he comes crashing down on top of several skyscrapers. But Shazam says that won't keep him down for long. With Godzilla temporarily down, Supergirl flies down to Superman as Hawkgirl says, "I'm sorry, Supergirl replies, "It's not your fault." Hawkgirl asks, "What do we do?" Supergirl tells her, "Take him to the fortress and wait for me. I've got this." Meanwhile, Godzilla gets back up as Shazam lures him out of the city. At this point, over the Justice League radio, Cyborg says, "Team, things are getting out of hand in Central City. Prisoners from Iron Heights have broken out, and the giant Cthulhu creature is giving Flash and Green Lantern a heck of a time. Are there any available Leaguers out there?" We then see at Iron Heights things aren't going so well, and to make matters worse, Captain Cold, Black Manta, and Cheetah show up, as Cold is there to retrieve his fellow rogues. But Cheetah says, "Shouldn't we be focusing on finding Toyman? He started all this." Black Manta says, "Way ahead of you. I've issued a contract to Deathstroke, so while he fetches Toyman for us, we'll strengthen our numbers and let the Justice League deal with the monsters." As Captain Cold uses his cold gun to freeze the Flash. Meanwhile, in Themyscira, Wonder Woman and Donna Troy use their lassos to wrangle the Titan Behemoth, but as they're trying to communicate with him saying they're not a threat, he leaves with Wonder Woman saying something is calling it. Then back at Iron Heights, Flash of course breaks free from the ice by vibrating extremely fast, and then uses whirlwinds to attack Scylla, who is currently trying to crush Green Lantern. The Flash's tornado winds is able to temporarily disorient Scylla, freeing Green Lantern, at which point he uses his ring to blast the monster. Supergirl arrives using her heat vision as they both push the monster back into the ocean. As they're doing this, Green Lantern asks, "What happened with Superman?" She says, "He's down. Maybe for good." Once the monster retreated into the water, Flash says to Supergirl, "Wait, what do you mean maybe for good?" Green Lantern then says, "That can't be right. How?" She tells him the monster from Metropolis burnt him alive. I can't believe it. They keep referring to Superman's death, which is nuts. The last time he was killed was when Doomsday killed him all those years ago. Given this isn't main continuity, but it's still crazy nonetheless. At this point, we're taken to Skull Island, where Green Arrow was left last issue as he sees Kong fighting several other Titans, with Green Arrow radioing to the Justice League saying, "I could use some help here on this monster island," as he watches Kong, realizing he's clearly the Alpha. Eventually, Green Arrow is spotted, but Supergirl arrives telling Kong, "I mean you no harm, but you must back away from my friend." Kong, curious of the flying woman in front of him, tries to grab her out of curiosity, but Supergirl just punches him in the face, which clearly pisses him off. Back in Gotham City, we see Batman and his team has sedated the Titan that was attacking Gotham. As Cyborg says, all these monsters have retreated, and not so much from anything we've done. They're responding to a high-frequency beacon. Batman asks, "A dog whistle? From who?" Cyborg says he's working on triangulating the source. It's somewhere in the southeast. Shazam then arrives saying, "Hey guys, it's my fault. I messed up real bad." Batwoman asks Billy, "What is it? What are you talking about?" He tells them, "I was just trying to help. Superman is dead." They all stare at him like, "What?" Batman eventually speaks up saying, "No, don't say that. He's not dead. He's not. Nobody say a word to Lois until I see." And then on the last page of the issue, we see the beacon is coming from Lex Luthor in the desert. And just like that, friends, we have Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong issue 3. The series continues to be a ton of fun, with the Justice League fighting off giant titans, but the big takeaway here is that Superman could actually be dead, cooked alive by Godzilla's atomic breath, which would be absolutely crazy because, like everyone else, we thought Godzilla had just wounded him and expected to see him rebound in a big way in issue 3. But the exact opposite has happened. So if Supes does turn out to be dead for real, that would be a wild confirmation that Godzilla's atomic breath is powerful enough to take out the Man of Steel. For now, Hawkgirl is taking him to the Fortress of Solitude to see if they could do anything to save him, which again is a twist I did not expect. Having said that, they might be holding off to build the anticipation and bring Superman back for the climax of the story. But what do you guys think of Godzilla being able to wreck Superman this bad? Let us know all of your thoughts down in the comment section and whether or not you're enjoying this series. Other than that, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night.